Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we got yet another new update in Modern Warfare 3. 3 days in a row we've now seen new updates, but today's does include some very important patch notes in regards to new gameplay updates and several other changes as well. So as we get into the patch notes today, if you enjoy the video at all, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It does really help the channel grow. And if you're new here, you want to be a part of that growth every single day, I got you covered with all the latest intel you need to know for Call of Duty, whether it's news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns, all things are right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But starting first here, we do have our Friday, November 17th update. Lots and lots of patch notes every day here, which I guess is a good thing. They're fixing more things on a daily basis, and they're adding in some pretty important features and updates as well. So initially here, we've got some UI and UX updates. So new features. Added the ability to preview weapon camos and aftermarket parts earned via the weekly challenges. So if you want to see what you're going for in those weekly challenges, the new river camo or some of the aftermarket parts that are going to be available through that, you can see what exactly they are in the menu now. So you know, okay, maybe this isn't as worth it to grind, or hey, I like the look of this, I can go through and complete these challenges now. Weekly challenges will now be displayed with the associated base weapon for aftermarket parts rewards. So if it's for a certain LMG, it'll show that base LMG. If it shows it's for an SMG, it'll show which SMG it's for. So you just have more information there. Some solid updates there. For some bug fixes here, they addressed an issue that allowed players to select modes that are not supported in private matches. Players will no longer be stuck in an activating token state after consuming an XP token. That'll actually be solid. That's a big glitch right now. You pop one token and then it doesn't let you pop anymore, and it seems like it's broken. So you previously had to go through and restart your game every single time you popped a token and got this bug. Now though, you should just be able to pop tokens consistently and be back on that grind right away. They also addressed an exploit that allowed players to equip aftermarket parts without meeting the minimum requirements. So you could just sort of cheese it and get those parts early without doing the challenge. Obviously, you're supposed to go through and do this specific challenge after you level up and max out a weapon that has an aftermarket part. This is some big gameplay updates here. Movement. Decreased the tac sprint refresh delay after sliding by 75%. On paper, that sounds very significant, right? So the tac sprint delay should be a lot more noticeable now, or rather not noticeable, I guess you could say. You should be going back to your tac sprint a lot more now, whether you are slide canceling or just constantly running and having it refresh manually like that. That's going to be a big thing for the overall pacing of gameplay. They decreased the tac sprint refresh time to match the infantry vest and running sneakers. So that's pretty solid there. It's just going to refresh more often now. Decrease the sprint delay after sliding by 53%. So movement here is getting a crazy buff. This is going to be absolutely fantastic for those who are playing more aggressive and trying to use the movement to their advantage. This is a big gameplay update there. They say at launch, we introduced a delay after sliding to the tac sprint refresh time. A review prompted by player feedback determined that the previous delay was too aggressive. Today's update aims to improve movement fluidity without making slide and tac sprint repetition the only viable choice for players. So this is a huge W in my opinion. I'm very excited to see just how more active you can be in a game now that we don't have these random delays happening. So awesome that they're already responding to player feedback. It was clearly not well received that this delay was in place, and they acted pretty quickly. This would have been updated even earlier, of course, but a few days back with the patch notes, they said they tried to get this out, but there were some issues with their back-end update stuff, so it got delayed by a couple of days, but nonetheless, it is now live, and that's awesome to see there. For weapons and progression, they corrected the attachment unlock requirements for several MW2 weapons. So certain things were locked if you haven't already gotten them in MW2. The threshold for unlocking them will be a little bit different now. For challenges, they corrected the unlock challenge tracking conditions for barbecue the operator, not barbecue the food, because that doesn't exist in game, believe it or not. They also addressed an issue that prevented the progression of the priceless camo challenge on the DM58 marksman rifle. I actually just unlocked Interstellar last night. Video coming soon, by the way. I didn't have any issues myself, but I did see there was a lot of tracking issues for a lot of players there, so that should be all smooth now. You shouldn't have any hiccups with that. Armory unlocks. Wins will now progress armory unlocks without first completing the daily challenges. Look for UI modifications in a future game update to better reflect this change. I love this. Now, instead of having to wait for your 3 daily challenges, let's say they were really obnoxious ones, like, get 10 kills without enemies damaging you, or, do this with this gun, or, use this equipment, but you don't want to do that stuff. Now, if you just win without completing those daily challenges, you'll get progress for your armory unlocks. Before, you had to just stop what you were doing, do those 3 obnoxious daily challenges, and then you can get back to winning, and those will count towards armory. So that's a W update as well. For maps here on Estate, they increased the brightness in low light areas to improve player visibility, and on Underpass, they adjusted a spawn point in the parking lot to prevent players from dying upon respawn. That one has got me so many times. I'd spawn in and that SUV would just take my life again. It had something against me, so I'm glad that that's been updated as well. Now for kill streaks, on the remote turret, they addressed an exploit that allowed players to become invisible. We are investigating reports of further exploits with the remote turret. It'll be re-enabled for use once we deemed it safe. So right now, the remote turret just has way too many bugs, way too many exploits with it. Players are cheesing it, or they were cheesing it. So that's why the remote turret has been removed from the game for right now. It will come back at some point in time. I see a lot of you asking about it, hopefully because you're just remote turret fans and you're not trying to exploit. So this will be back at some point in time. We also have a lot of pretty important zombie updates as well. So for gameplay, they addressed an issue that allowed players who are eligible for a story mission to be automatically queued into one if a different squad completes a story mission exfil. They addressed an exfil timing issue that allowed players to fall from the exfil helicopter at the edge of the map when departing from subpen. Saw this one happen a couple of times, and it was pretty funny to see this happen because it was just a glitch that messed them up. But obviously it was a problem if you were actually trying to exfil. Closed an exploit that permitted duplication of a player's weapon, and closed an exploit that permitted duplication of score streaks. Hopefully this affects the turrets, which were breaking the game as well and crashing servers. If you're going out of your way to do that, you're just a bad person. But that hopefully resolves that. For enemies, the Mega Abomination, they addressed an issue that could prevent the Mega Abomination from ignoring players in the high difficulty zone. For stability, they addressed an issue that prevented players from entering the Modern Warfare Zombies menu, reduced the number of zombies that spawn at exfil locations to improve stability. This is not good for camo grinding or leveling up your guns. Exfil spam was so good for zombie XP. It's still going to be the best, but now there's going to be less zombies, so that's a bummer to see. There were also various stability and map fixes, so you're going to be crashing less with this update. For progression, they addressed a general issue where weapon names were replaced with placeholder text. On the Battle Pass, they addressed an issue that prevented players from earning Battle Pass XP in zombies. That's another huge update. Now, if you play zombies, you will level up your Season 6 Battle Pass, and in the future, your Modern Warfare Battle Passes as well. On camo challenges, on the FR556, they addressed an issue where the digital wildland camo completion data was incorrect. And for completionist camos on the Golden Enigma and Golden Ivory, we released a fix that allowed players to complete these on non-blueprint weapons. Our teams continue to investigate this completionist camo issue, and we are committed to releasing a fix that allows blueprint weapons to be completed. We thank everyone for your patience. So unlocking these is going to be a little bit easier now, but just make sure the blueprint situation there is still not fully updated. And when we do see a full fix for this, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But now, completely out of the blue today, we also got a surprise partial reveal for Season 1 coming in just a few weeks' time. With our Call of Duty blog today, we've got Modern Warfare 3 Season 1 intel, Warzone, multiplayer maps, gunfight, zombies, and Urzikstan updates across the board. So, multiplayer, all new maps, 3 all new 6v6 maps join the rotation for MW3 Season 1, with the first 2 available on day 1. Take a look at the new locales below and stay tuned for more detailed preview of each multiplayer location and upcoming announcements. So, we've got Meat. That's what we're titling this map. We've got Meat as a brand new map. It's a 6v6 map. Become the best butcher on this block. So it's going to take place in like in a butcher warehouse shop kind of thing. We've got Greece, which honestly I kind of already like the vibe of with the overall picture here. I mean, it makes sense. We've also got Rio dropping as well, similar to Favela, I would imagine. Modern Warfare 3 Season 1 brings fresh modes, including the return of fan favorite Gunfight to scratch that 2v2 itch. Stay tuned for the official Season 1 announcement blog to learn more about additional multiplayer content, including the return of 2v2 maps. Until then, here's a taste of the all-new Gunfight maps arriving in Season 1. We've got Training Facility, which, almost looks like it'd be a gulag in a sense. We also, okay, that's it. It's one map for 2v2 for Gunfight in Season 1. We'll get the other details here in a bit. For Zombies, Rifts, and Wonder, the Modern Warfare Zombies story continues in Season 1 when strike team operators are tasked to investigate a massive mysterious gateway that has appeared in the exclusion zone. Enter the Rift. Inside Dark Ether Rifts, operators will continue a sinister and chaotic challenge with limited time on the clock to complete objectives and escape with their lives and sanity. Dark Ether Rifts are a new in-game experience to master once players have completed the seasonal missions, so that's pretty cool. It's giving you more of a grind incentive there. the Friend Zone. A modified VR11 Wonder Weapon packs a punch, transforming enemies, zombies, or human into loyal allies, so you can basically make AI bots for yourself. Then gear up a new category of unique acquisition schematics that will test the player's skill to unlock. So we've got new gear coming for zombies as well. We also have Warzone. Welcome to Urzikstan. Fight through all the new Urzikstan map area, an urban landscape incorporating 11 major points of interest for Warzone, found from the iconic Popov power plant in the north all the way to the Zaravan suburbs in the south. There's a new fan favorite hot drop for everyone. There's a gameplay update as well. Warzone will be updated to include many of the new movement mechanics, encompassing maneuvering from both Warzone and Modern Warfare 3. Examples include slide canceling, tack stance, and more. Expect further details soon. Horizontal zip lines, check. Drivable train, check. Yep, stay tuned for more details on the multitude of ways to traverse Urzikstan. HQ update, squad up and jump between Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone with an update that'll make switching between titles more seamless. Full comms coming soon. This is just a glimpse of the massive Season 1 content drop. Packs a punch with a slate of content for players across all online modes, from all new multiplayer maps, zombies, and Warzone, etc., etc. So we've got a full update coming soon and full reveal coming soon for Season 1, and we'll talk about that more when it happens, but definitely some surprising stuff going on here. That being said, some pretty solid updates in today's patch. Now keep in mind, a little bit ago when they said, hey, not all the updates made it in, they did mention that there were going to be other gameplay changes and some weapon updates too, and based on these patch notes, it doesn't look like those are live quite yet, so we do still have that to look forward to. And of course, the Trello is always being updated. We'll probably check back on that here in the near future as well for some other early patch notes and future update previews. But for now, that's everything that ended up changing in today's new updates. That's going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It would be seriously appreciated. And if you're new here, you want to guarantee that every single day you are up to date with all things going on in COD, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.